Hello, old guy in shed. Another blistering instalment in my life of motorbikes. Right, those of you who watched the last one, you remember I said I have to get rid of the little Benelli. Didn't have to get rid of the Benelli, but I had to get rid of a bike. Happened to be the Benelli, which is quite a story. Chap that's got it was hoping to take it to Passaro for a Benelli event, which is lovely because he'll be going home. Hope he makes it, don't know whether he will or he won't. There you go. We will know in the near future. Wish him all the luck with that. Seems like a nice chap. He's well into his Benellis, as is his brother, so they're up for the fight and it's all good. Right, so Benelli gone to a good home. Excellent story. I got rid of the Benelli because I felt I needed to free up some space here in the shed. Of course, I did the only sane thing anybody who is slightly mad could do. I bought another bike. There is definitely something wrong with me. But on the upside, it's a very nice bike. I'm going to show you. We'll have a little chat about it. One thing and another. Right, let's get on with that bit. Ha. So, this is the latest purchase. It's another Motor Marini. It's another 3.5. As you can see, it's a later model. Okay, so this is the later model. Few differences. Obviously the paint job's changed slightly. More plastic on this. Got this back bit, plastic mudguard at the front, plastic side panels. The earlier ones that I've had and I've still got are metal. It also comes with this little bikini fairing, well not bikini, handlebar fairing, which is all standard with a square headlight. But I think it was their attempt at modernity in the 80s, in an era where fashion forgot. But there you go. I mean, it went well with your flares and your paisley shirt with the big collars, you know, and your Ray-Bans. So there you go. It's what it is. Interesting bike. Runs beautifully. Needs a battery because although it runs well and it's easy to start on the kick, it hasn't got enough oomph for the button, and I like electric starts to work. I really do. So this is the next one. It's not really a project bike. It's a bike I can jump on and ride, which is very unusual for me. But there you go. That's just what life throws at you. I'm really pleased with it. I shall bring you updates on it shortly. Had a lot of fun at midweek with a couple of pals. Went for a ride, and we were going up this twisty road known as the Black Mountain, South Wales, and it's a great road. And nearing the top, it's a really tight hairpin. And I admit I was rolling on a little bit, not mega, but a little bit. And as I went into it, corner of my eye, something caught the corner of my eye, and I looked, and it was a guy taking photographs, which I didn't notice as I arrived. And so that moment just took my eye off slightly going in, so I missed the apex entirely. But, oh bugger, and that's it, and drop on one thing and another. And my pal, who was behind me, nearly rear-ended. Well, in his words, I nearly had a passenger. But you know, these are the exciting things that happen to us when we go out riding. But nothing untoward. But if you ever get a chance to go up the Black Mountain route, be very careful, because fairly recently they've turned it into a 40-mile-an-hour limit and peppered it with average speed cameras. So I don't know why. Yeah, you could get the odd loony up there, but it's so twisty and tight, you can't go that fast anyway. And it seemed like a dreadful waste of money to me, because to get an average of over 40, you'd have to be nailing it big time. And yet, I know the super sporty guys can do it. But how many are they actually going to catch? For the expense it costs, I would have preferred them to have got round some of our roads and filled the bloody potholes in for the amount of money that's cost. Because the roads here now are dreadful, absolutely dreadful. I mean, it literally jars your joints sometimes. But there you go. Moan over. I'm going up again next day or so. I think I'm going to take the Breva. Oh, that's what I was riding when the chap nearly ran into the back of me. I'm thinking of taking the Breva again. Little 750. The more I ride that bike, the more I like it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the V85 TT, but it's now being reserved for, you know, big journeys. If I'm just going for a quick ride locally or whatever, I jump on the Breva. It's good for a couple of 100 miles, you know. It really is. You don't feel overtired. If I was going to do another Scotland trip, for example, you know, I would V85 every time. But no, it's a good bike, the Breva. Very impressed with it as a machine. Anyway, that's me. I've caught you up to date with the new acquisition. And like I say, I'm staggered. Just in time, it's about to end there, but I haven't finished. Went to a motorbike show, thingy, with the Motorini, the one we call the traffic warden, because that's what it says on the front, the ex-ministry bike that we've got, and a couple of people, bikers, you know, these are not young guys either, you know, they're sort of in their 50s, and a couple of them said, "What is it?" I said, "Oh, it's a bike that was used in Italy for police or traffic work, you know, it's a ministry machine." No, what is it? I said, it says on the tank, it's a Motorini 3.5, that's what they're called. And he went, "I've never heard of them." I'm staggered. I mean, I had a youngster, when I say youngster, 20s, say he'd never heard of Motor Guzzi. Motor Guzzi, I mean, Jesus, that was bad enough. I mean, these guys call themselves bikers. I mean, I read quite a bit about motorbikes, and so, although there are some bikes I would never ever own, I've heard of them. And I find it amazing how people are so narrow in their view. How do they know which bike they want if they don't know what bikes are out there? Or do they just go by massive marketing budgets from, you know, the Japanese? I don't know. Comments, please. Or is it me just being an old fart? I've got a sneaky feeling it could be me being an old fart, which isn't surprising. What's the time, by the way? Really, the time? I think, got a bloody big clock over there. I know what's wrong with me. I know I am grumpy. It's coming on to wine time. I'm going to drink red wine. I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, tell your friends, and come and join us in the shed. Always welcome to join me here, and I'll look forward to talking to you again very soon. Old Guy in Shed, take care. Bye now.